If the Gita is there, focus only on Gita. All else is just stories. Gita is not a story. Gita is a philosophical document of the highest order. It is not storytelling.
When we are in a certain relationship, and I've talked to a lot of husbands, and they are very individual and very ambitious and very outgoing and very daring, in their life in general. However, when it comes to going home, meeting their wives or bringing their wives, out in the open, there's always an underlying fear, always, without exception. So I want to understand why, when someone is out in the open without their better half, as we say.
Now you're talking of husbands specifically.
I'm talking about husbands specifically.
What you're saying is husbands are lion outside the house.
And a sheep.
Yeah, and a bleating sheep, meek sheep within the house.
Within the house, yes.
Why does that happen? You're asking.
Yes, why does that happen?
Because the husband has been a cheat. He carries a guilty conscience. That's why he can't face the wife. And when you can't face the wife, then hatred and violence arise in you. Now you would abuse and even probably assault the wife.
But why has he been a cheat?
He has been a cheat because the relationship was founded on a fraud. The husband has been a cheat, and right now I'm focusing only on the husband because you asked about the husband. The story on the wife's side is not very different, but we'll focus on the husband right now. How did the relationship start in the first place? The man was looking at the woman in a 70 to 80% physical way. I'm generalizing, it's a very broad average, but just get the idea. From the man's side, the attraction is primarily physical and a little bit emotional. From the woman's side, the thing is primarily emotional and a little bit physical. There might be exceptions, right? So do not look to contradict me right now. Get the drift. Man says, I love you. The woman reciprocates. Both are using the same words.
Yeah.
But what they are saying is very different. When the man says, I love you, what he means is, when can we get into bed? When the woman says, I love you, what she means is, when can we get married? Again, it's a very broad generalization.
Emotional support.
Yes. And the man knows what the woman is expecting from him. The man fully well knows what the woman is expecting from him. How does the man know? Because the man has seen his mother.
Okay.
The man has seen his mother. The man has seen the emotional side of the mother. So the man knows the woman's emotionality. But the woman has never seen the sexual side of her father. So the woman really does not know man's sexuality that much. Do you get this? The man knows the woman's emotionality. But the woman does not know the man's sexuality. The woman takes the man almost as some kind of a male friend. Sakhi Saheli. I have found a male Saheli. That's the boyfriend. But the man fully well knows what the girlfriend means to him. The girlfriend means a nice consumable body.
Alright.
Right? So the man is deceiving. The woman is not deceiving so much. The woman is more morally upright in her internal calculation than the man is. The woman is saying, now I am committed to you. Now let the two of us get settled and build our nest and lay our eggs. That's the future life she wants. The man does not want any life or anything. The man just wants to lay her. But he cannot really lay her or have her body secured for his consumption unless he marries. So, with some kind of a reluctance, he marries. Now, the marriage is not because he really wants to confine himself to a nest. The marriage is so that he can peacefully consume. She keeps resisting me and she keeps raising hackles every time I ask her for the next round of sex. Now, just to shut down her mouth, just to shut her up, let the two of us get wedded. And so there is the wedding.
Okay.
Now, after the wedding, the woman has her expectations, lot of expectations. And the man had never really signed up to meet those expectations. But he has to. He tries to, but he cannot fulfill the expectations because his heart is not there. His heart is only in the bed. But the woman wants him to do a lot of other things as well. Slowly it starts becoming open and apparent that the man had defrauded the woman. So now he has to act like a guilty thief. In his own house. That's why you might be the president of the world. But in your own house, you just keep bleating like a goat. That's the nature of the relationship. That's the nature of the bodies.
Anything to uplift yourself from this level that you have put in,
First of all, stop deriving the benefits from that level. You have had enough of the woman's body. You have exploited the woman and suffered exploitation in return. See to what extent you still want to continue this bodily business. If the exchange of bodies is almost a business transaction, then you'll have to keep paying the price. There is a trade-off. In fact, there is no one more suitably placed to enter celibacy than someone who has been married for around 10-15 years now. Because he is the one who has seen the great price that one has to pay to keep consuming a body. In fact, he should be someone who should lose all appetite for sex now. No excitement should now occur to him.
If time allows, then maybe we can talk about the woman's side of the story as well, which you had mentioned.
The woman's side of the story. She too comes to know after a point that things are not as she had
Dreamed
of them. She is a woman later, a person first. She has as much intellect as the man, if not more. Once she realizes that the story is different, then she ought to act maturely and give up the old narrative. It is never too late to grow up. Or is it? There is obviously much more to life than taming a man. It is no great accomplishment to have a domesticated husband, or is it? If that is the only thing that you can show up for your work of a lifetime, a tamely brought up husband, then probably your life has not been worth much. Unfortunately, most women do not have much more to show. She has great potential, and it's such a shame that all her potential remains concealed below the roles of wife, mother. It's almost like a pearl lying at the bottom of a sea of hormones. She has to dive deep into this sea, not get really drowned into her hormones, discover the pearl, and resurface. It is possible. I mean, you can keep your husband in control. You may discover within 5 or 7 years of your marriage, or within 5 or 7 days of your marriage, that your husband is an absolute scoundrel, an idiot of the worst category. And you may decide that the best course of action in such a situation is to keep your husband leashed, is to ensure that he doesn't run away from the house. And you may succeed in doing that. And most women indeed do succeed in doing that, right? You ask them, tell me of your success story. And she will immediately point towards that husband, that caricature, roaming about in the household like a pet dog. If you are trying to take pleasure in taming an animal, at least tame a lion. This husband of yours is a whining puppy. That too with some kind of a disease that makes him itch all the time. What's the glory in taming him and riding him and controlling him? Grow beyond the man. The man is such a little thing. Your potential is far, far greater than the man. That man or any man, as you said. Yes.